Where the hell the Los Angeles Lakers think they going? Where the hell the
Let's fucking go. You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up. I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need.
And welcome. It's Friday, the day before our 250th anniversary. Happy 250 to everyone. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy, and the other fucking guy is joining us. Behind the controls is Leo. Good morning, Leo.
Good morning, Troy. How you doing today, man?
I'm great. Happy 250 to you, brother.
Happy 250 to you as well.
Yeah, we're celebrating the 250.
What do you guys have planned?
Right. We're going to the tonight. We're going to the game, to the Diamondbacks game, because honestly, they have one of the best fireworks I've ever seen in my 50-some years.
That's true.
Yeah, they open the roof, and it's almost like for the 30 minutes or whatever that they do, you know how you get that last 5-10 minutes of that grand finale? It's almost like that from the very beginning, like a grand finale of fireworks. It's just like, holy shit, that's some fireworks. And so we did that last year. Dawn and I have done that before. Her daughter and future son-in-law were in town. They're going to get married next year. But we did that last year with them and had a fantastic time. So we're doing it again with my friend Barry and Eddie. There's a section out in it'd be out in left field, that Bourbon and Bones, the steakhouse, has a section of like high top tables and stuff. And Eddie is one of the chefs at Bourbon and Bones, and so he got us into the Bourbon and Bones seats. So nice. That should be pretty cool. Dawn hadn't done that before, but I did that with them too before. We had a great time. So looking forward to that. And then tomorrow, it's actually my employee, Brendan. You know Brendan. It's his birthday on July 4th. My friend Barry, it's actually his birthday today on July 3rd. He loves celebrating on July 4th, obviously. Used to do a whole shit ton of fireworks. And his son, Colin, his is July 4th birthday. So wow. Around. So, but anyways, Brendan his dad's in town because his dad travels for work, and a bunch of family are going to be around, and Brendan is putting on some big fireworks show tomorrow. So he invited us to be there with his family, and we're like, yeah, we'll come and hang. So that's what we're doing the next 2 days, for the 250th. I don't get the whole shitting on America or shitting on July 4th. I just don't understand people that do that. So that's on them. We're not a perfect country. I hate having to say that all the time, but neither is anybody else. And it's not about being perfect. It's the fact that we do try to be better. We do try to fix shit. It may not happen always quickly or fast, but we do try harder to do the right thing, I think, than any other country. And this is a pretty good place. And I think it's nice to have all of the World Cup people show these haters, talk about privilege. None of that stuff is woke shit's going away. We thought maybe it was. I can tell you 100% for sure it's not. And it's very strong. And you can tell that now because of everybody talking about how hot it is in the climate, and people, well, the United States, we're fucking it up for the rest of the world with our air conditioning and things like that. So the tree huggers are still out there and strong, man. strong as fuck.
Never go
And
away.
I'm not a climate denier. The climate does change. I just don't believe what man contributes to it does shit. How do I know that to be true? I don't know. The millions of years before man was ever here. How about that? That's my proof that you can't stop it. You can't control it. And, you know, if we disappeared from the planet, which I think would make these liberal whack jobs happy, if we just totally disappeared, man just disappeared, every factory was stopped, nobody was here, and the earth went on, it would still go through changes. It does. That's the science, not the made up shit, not the lying that you did that we found out in the emails that, you know, that was so long ago now. People don't remember that that's what the truth was, that they, you know, when you input bad information, you get a bad result. You don't get the right results. And also joining us, he's on the couch with our girl Celia. She's definitely up for a 250. Mikey G is on the couch. How are you doing, brother?
Doing all right today. How about yourself, man?
I'm okay, man. Just living the dream. We Dawn and I, what night was it? Jesus, these nights just go so fast. So it was so Wednesday night, we went to the casino.
Okay.
And Dawn has been itching to play baccarat, and so she's just done a little dabbling at it, you know, for a couple of times, short little periods. But she hung in there, and she took her money, and she did win $350.
Hey, I
She
mean,
was almost up to like I think 450 or something, but she stopped at the 350. I did 1,000. That made 1,000 that night, which was basically just getting the 1,000 back from the last time I was there. So, but it still feels good
yeah,
to get that back.
yeah.
And we had a nice time at the casino, and that was on top of me being super happy because, you know, betting on Mexico, and that paying $300 paying $690. I've been kind of quiet about it. I got a 4-game parlay going on right now, and I'm 2-0 so far. And the next games I have are, I believe, Egypt. Right? Egypt plays today.
Let's see.
Is that the one?
Yeah, Egypt and Australia, and then we have Argentina and Capo Verde, and then Colombia and Ghana.
No, I have Egypt and Argentina.
I mean, I'd like both those bets. Absolutely.
So if those two, I took the whole 690. I took that 300 and made it 690. I took the whole 690 and put it on the 4-game pick.
Well, they can't tie, so
They can't tie.
your odds are much better now.
And the biggest one out of those probably would I mean, anything can happen in World Cup soccer as we're seeing, but probably is the Egypt game.
Yeah.
Where that might be a little closer, but they seem to have been really solid when you watch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, when I watched them, they weren't like, there wasn't anybody that was like that stood out, but they just played together well as a team. They have Mohamed Salah, which he's still pretty good from what I hear. But yeah, I don't really know anybody else from Egypt. It's just that one dude.
Right. And what did everybody think? Because that again was Wednesday night. What did you all think about the Balogun, the red card?
How much fucking time you got?
We have a little time to share on
Because
it.
that pissed me off so
It is
fucking bad.
technically a dangerous tackle,
But it wasn't
and it came from
intentional.
behind, and there's no intention to go for the ball. So under technicalities, it is technically a red card. Yes.
No, it's not. Fuck that. I don't care about technicalities.
I thought it
Coming
was
from the baseball player.
yeah. I
don't
thought
give
it
a
was.
shit.
I thought it was a yellow card for sure.
Yeah, like
You
if
know.
it was, I understand. Like I don't think it shouldn't have been anything. Like it definitely a yellow card would have been appropriate, but a red card on that on something that was unintentional and
Well,
in that moment,
in a tournament like this, I'm not saying you should change the rules, but you should have a certain standard, and maybe the standard for the red card be a little bit higher, especially since that player is not only going to be penalized for the rest of that game, but is being penalized for the whole next game. And maybe it'd be easier to swallow if the penalty was the rest of the game and then like maybe the first half of the next game or something like that. You know, I don't know. But I do think it's fair that some people are drawing comparisons. And, you know, I'm an individual player fan, and I love to see great people do great things. And so I love seeing Lionel Messi do what he does. But kind of being called out for that a little bit. That how was his any different than Balogun's?
His was intentional. Like he was making a play on the ball. Like Balogun, I feel like was just falling down, and then that's just where his foot happened to land. Like it was in the moment type of thing. But Messi's was way worse. Like his studs were like up higher on the calf too. Like it was. I'm not saying they should have gave Messi a red card for that, but his was way worse, and he only got a yellow card, whereas Balogun's was just a fucking. I think it's just two dudes moving full speed, trying to make a play on the ball. They collide, and then shit happens. Like it should have been a yellow card, and the fact that I will stand on this to the day I die.
He was dominating in that game up to that point.
Yeah, and the fact that Bosnia was getting away with, they were letting them beat the shit out of us. Like the one play, it was minuscule, didn't mean anything, but the Bosnia player went up to our goalie as the goalie had the fucking ball, and he pushed him down. Like made an effort to go up to him and push him, and they didn't do shit. And I was like, what the fuck?
There was another play in the field that was like a basketball pick almost, and it wasn't just being there in the way doing the pick. It was whole body slamming into the person.
Yeah,
like it. Yeah, there were no cleats or anything, but definitely was not going for any ball.
Yeah.
There was no ball. It was straight, I'm taking you out of this play.
Yeah.
And no calls. And, you know, you got to be consistent. And I don't know. Again, you know, I think some good commentary has been that, you know, it looks different and that they should look at it both ways. And not just in slow motion, because slow motion can definitely make it sometimes look worse.
Yeah.
A lot of times I think slow motion makes it look like, dude, get the fuck up. And that has been funny about like that stuff. I mean, we're still this far into the tournament and you still have guys trying that bullshit.
Yeah.
And they're not buying it. And, you know, if you want to lay on the ground and hurt your team while everybody else is on the other side of the pitch, that's on you. But that's they've done one good thing they've done. I think they've done pretty good at keeping that kind of shit to a minimum when these guys are just
the theatrics
acting.
That's my least favorite part about soccer is the theatrics of every time they go down, it looks like they make it look like it's a fucking career-ending injury. I'm over that.
Yeah. How do you think, Leo, how do you think it's going to affect the U.S. team going into the next game not having him?
From what I can tell, honestly, that's going to be a really big thing. I don't know if Pulisic just isn't at 100%, but he didn't look as good as he did the first time he came in. I don't know if that's because he came off the bench. But I think the U.S. has enough players to kind of be okay with it, but they're definitely missing a very, very key player on the team for sure.
Yeah.
I do forget who they play. Was it Canada?
Us? We play Belgium.
Belgium. See, that's an interesting game because I think if the U.S. does not start off strong, I think Belgium will end up the same way they beat Croatia. Very last minute kind of goal. So if the U.S. goes up a few goals and keeps their shit together, because that's the one thing I've noticed about the U.S. is towards the end of the game is definitely when they start to kind of really struggle. So they definitely would probably have to put it like 2 or 3 before the 70th minute to like really, really be comfortable. Because one goal against Belgium is very obviously. I mean, you saw it against Croatia. 2 goals within, what was it, 7 minutes?
That was Portugal that they the other day, yesterday.
Or sorry, not Croatia. Who
was-
did Belgium play?
It was. Let's see who it was.
Because it was they were down
Was it Paraguay or Senegal? That's right. It's Senegal.
Senegal.
Yeah, they fucking choked.
Man,
That's-
and Senegal's a tough squad to beat.
Yeah.
Tough squad to beat. So I mean, if they're able to do it to someone like Senegal, the U.S. better be on their toes. That is for sure.
And I'm not sure, and I have a very layman's opinion, but I'm not sure the U.S. Plays from behind as well as they play from being in front.
Correct. I think,
You know-
I think the U.S. does very well on the counter for the most part, but it is like you said, it's more of the long balls, less kind of pass and go. The good thing is that Belgium isn't the best squad right now, but even thankfully the U.S. ended up with the Belgium instead of like the Portugal or the Spain.
Yeah.
Because with Belgium, I think they can get away with not having their main striker. With Portugal and Spain, they most definitely cannot afford another red card this game.
I 100% agree with that. Hopefully that happens. Speaking of Senegal, last night being at the Mercury Seattle Storm game, there was a player, and I'm surprised I haven't picked up on her previous to this, but she was actually drafted number 3 in the draft this year by Seattle. Some places say she's 6'4". I think she's closer to like 6'6". She's not a stick and she's not overweight. And you think, well, she has really long legs. She has long everything. She's got long reach besides, having the longer legs. Just 20 years old. 20 years old. Didn't go to college, was playing in a Spanish professional women's league, and that team won the league championship. And I guess she just started, getting smaller, just getting 10, 15 minutes, and at the beginning of the season. And now she's getting more playing time. This is going to be, this is definitely a girl that has really potential star power at 20 years old. And so I looked up, she was actually born in Spain, and she's her heritage is Senegalese. So Senegalese, that's Senegal, right? They're just like that. So yeah, just phenomenal effort last night that she made, even though the Mercury took the win and pretty much dominated from the second quarter on, which was mostly good to see. It was a lot of Copper really dominating, getting like 30 points. I don't know if she was close to 10 rebounds. She might not have gotten 10 rebounds. But on the other side of that, Thomas has not been scoring a lot, but she did have, I don't know, 12 rebounds or 12 assists and 10 rebounds. I don't know, but they were like, she had a double-double that way. She might have finished with, she finished with nine points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. So that was integral to the game. But the other player is her last name is Pham on the Seattle team. Definitely somebody to watch, and I'll definitely keep my eyes open with her now, because she just had this look, and for being so young and being on the floor with these veteran WNBA players, there was no intimidation, none. I mean, she guarded Alyssa Thomas, and who is not an easy guard. Alyssa's very physical.
Yeah.
We know that. But yeah, just looks like she's going to be a really great player for the league, and that would be a good thing for the league if they play it right. What they don't seem to be playing right is, if you what I found here, I didn't know this, and most people wouldn't. So for the All-Star game, fan votes count for 50%. And I'm pretty sure that Caitlin Clark was maybe number 3, but she was in the top 5, which you would expect, right? You would expect. And some of these people take this voting very seriously. And it's kind of crazy that they let fans vote as many times as they want. You know, they're allowed to ballot stuff, basically, right?
Yeah.
So that counts as 50%. Players get to rank the players. That counts as 25%. And then the media gets a 25% say too. So the fans had Caitlin Clark as the second best guard. You know, in the voting, she came in second. And number 1 was Paige Beckers.
Okay.
Okay. And then in the media, Caitlin Clark was number 3. I don't know who the other one was besides Paige Beckers, but Caitlin was in the top 3 of guards. And you have it up there? Oh yeah, and you got to understand too, Olivia Miles. She's a rookie, but this chick is balling straight out. I mean, she has like been killing it. And that's why you see the media ranking her number 1 like that. And she's even getting prop from the players. But what a slap in the face from your peers in the league to put Caitlin Clark at number 11. At number 11, dude. That's what the players in the league ranked her.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what? That's just based on hate, not somebody's performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's just really crazy. And I don't even know how. Look at where they got. Do they not like Kelsey Plum either? At number 12,
I guess not.
Kelsey Plum is the shit, dude. I'd take her on any fucking team I was putting together of a women's basketball team. I mean, I don't really understand that at all. So, yeah, just kind of a slap in the face to be number 11.
I saw they had one of Caitlin Clark's teammates above her too.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Kelsey Mitchell's a
Oh,
great
she
guard.
wasn't above her. Never mind. I thought it said she was.
She was above her in the player rank.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's where I'm talking about that's like, wow, that's just really, really crazy to do that. And obviously it says something about, because these are any of these, even for the fans, because Caitlin Clark played in 16, 17 games, and she was still voted in last year. And, without putting much performance out, that means it's really just a popularity contest. We know that.
Yeah.
But in real life, okay, come on. You don't have her in the top 3 of guards in the league. She makes an impact on the games. She really does. Now, Indiana, I believe, has done a really good job starting last year of figuring out how to win when she's not there. And they really do have a deep squad, I think. One of the deeper teams when you start bringing people off the bench in that way, where we don't really have that on the Mercury right now. And too many people hurt. And even if they're all healthy, it's not what it was last year. It's not. But another one really to follow and to watch is that Olivia Miles. I do like watching her play the game. She's fearless too, and just has a great shot, and dominating as a rookie. She'll easily should get the Rookie of the Year award, if she continues to play that she is doing now. So just something I throw out there because that's just what the WNBA does.
Yeah.
It's time and time, again. I stood for the national anthem, of course, last night. Both of the teams, both Seattle, it is Seattle, and the Mercury left the floor for the national anthem. And then they usually do this thing where you stand until the Mercury gets their first basket. I didn't do that. I was probably the only person in the whole place that wasn't standing. And I was like, just fuck that. I really didn't get into the game until the fourth quarter. And that's just, I'm just over it. I'm just sick of it. I just got my email that starting the 14th is when we can opt out of having our tickets automatically renewed. And I'm not going to automatically renew my tickets. I'm thinking at this point that, we'll just go and buy tickets to whatever games we want next year. And somebody asked me, well, why not just sell the tickets to the games you don't want? Because based on how they're playing right now, I would be losing money because I wouldn't even be able to get face value out of them.
Yeah, probably not.
Not right now. No, I might be able to get face value if they're playing Vegas, if they're playing the New York Liberty, maybe Minnesota and Indiana. There's a handful of teams, honestly, that I'd be able to at least get my money back. And then I got this $40 parking pass thing that I don't even use. And I hate that I'm charged for that because, take $40 times 22 games. You know what I mean? And I'm just not, it's such a low priority. It does bother me. So, but I guess it doesn't bother me enough to do something about it to at least sell it for $20 on there. But that's a time thing. I weigh everything against my time. How much is my time worth?
Yeah, I mean, parking can be a bitch.
Oh, the parking is super easy.
Oh, at their games?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Dude, right, there's a side street that after you're at the front of the building, there's a Mexican restaurant at the corner. There are two small spots that probably hold 25, 30 cars each. And you got about a less than a 50-foot walk to the door. I don't know why. And they charge the same amount as literally across the street. You can go into a parking garage.
Yeah.
So whatever the parking garage is charging, that's what they charge. And people are actually in line at the parking garage, and they can look across the street. It's like, why wouldn't you want to?
Maybe they think
it's so easy to get out. I really don't even tell people. I only tell special people about it, that if you go to a Suns game, if you go to concert or whatever, if you get there early enough and you get in there, that's the best parking anywhere. In fact, going to the game tonight, that puts us about exactly a block away from Chase Field. We'll probably park there.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, it's just a good spot. Like, I don't want to get stuck in a building. I hate the
being stuck like that.
Yeah, parking garages. I'm just not a fan.
They might just think it's like you got to have like a specific pass or something like that to get into it, just because of how close it is. Like,
there's a sign. People are just stupid, man.
Oh, well, yeah, that's also a possibility as well.
Yeah, could be. So we talked about the news that LeBron James announced that he's no longer going to be a Laker. He's going to play somewhere else. Everybody has an idea of where he might be going. And the Lakers had, previous to that announcement, didn't they, they renewed Reed's contract, right?
Yeah, it was like probably a week or so before he left. Yeah, they re-signed him.
Yeah, and he's solid when he's healthy. That thing is, you want to keep him healthy. Same with Luka. You need these guys healthy to be a win. And who was the guy that they just picked up now?
From Utah, Walker Kessler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Right?
I mean, he averages like 15 and 10. He fills a definite need for LA. I mean, their most glaring need recently is just having a big man down low that is serviceable, is good. And they actually had a chance at that with Mark Williams, and then that trade fell through because of the physical that he failed. But yeah, I mean, he plays like a big man. So maybe the era of the big man is coming back too.
It's been here for a couple years now. It definitely is a big man's league right now.
Gotta
for sure.
have it.
I 100% agree with that.
Gotta have it.
And Leah, let's just play the video first and then talk about this without any setup. Stephen A. Smith's thoughts on these three white dudes in LA.
Los Angeles Lakers think they going with a bunch of white dudes. Your 3 top players are white dudes? Really? This ain't golf. This ain't baseball. Hell, it ain't even soccer. What y'all think this is? It's basketball. In NBA history, when have you seen your 3 most prominent players on a basketball team all be white? And that takes you to the promised land. Somebody got to say it, so I'm saying it. This is basketball. I'm not complaining. I'm simply making the point. The Los Angeles Lakers, you ain't going anywhere being led by 3 white dudes in today's generation of basketball. I'm letting you know right now, it ain't happening. And Luka's a bad brother. And Austin Reeves is no scrub. And they both have earned what they have earned. And then with LeBron James or some other brothers, I get. But those 2 and Walker Kessler, you ain't scaring anybody with that. And Rob Pelinka has done made this white dude central. No wonder LeBron James walked out the door. Where the hell the Los Angeles Lakers think they going with a bunch of white dudes?
So, thoughts?
I can't help but laugh. He always just makes me laugh. But it's just if a white dude was to say this about 3 black players, the narrative would be so much different, and this would be all over the headlines. Like it's the double standard basically that will never get called out.
You know, he left out hockey.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I do think it's funny. Like he's the way he's like, I don't know.
So
just
would
the way
that
he
be okay
presented it.
if you had 3 black hockey players on a team in the starting lineup, and we've said, you know, where you going with 3 black players on ice skates?
Yeah, like I said,
Would that be okay?
No, it wouldn't be okay. We would have either us or whoever would say it would have to answer for it and probably pay a steep price depending on their position in, you know, the organization or like for
I mean, really,
ESPN or
yeah,
something.
you don't hear white people complaining about the representation of white people as athletes on the field. You know, you want the best ones on the field, whoever the best are. And there's more black players that are better than we have white players.
Mhm.
It just is. We don't complain about it. I mean, it just is what it is. But the ones that are there, they earn that shit. They're as good. They meet the qualifications.
Yeah.
And on a very high level.
Mhm.
A very high level. I mean,
the two white dudes are 2 of the best players in the NBA, Luka and Jokic. So
yeah.
there's that. I don't know. I don't like. I understand from his perspective of why he would think that, but you're also talking about Luka and Austin Reeves, who can both put up 40 a night on any given night. Like you can say what they want about defense, but this is a scoring league. Like at the end of the day, I don't.
Yeah, Luka's not a great on defense.
You don't
and never has been.
And you don't really need him to fucking put up 40 points a game, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. That's what you have Luka for. Same with Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves can get a triple-double, but he just hasn't really needed to. But he'll put up 40 points, 5 assists, couple rebounds. Like, I just don't think this was the right
And how many other I don't understand either. How many other I haven't looked. How many other players on the team are white?
I think you guys are gonna have like an all-white starting 5. That's what kills me about this is like.
Well, he was just saying 3.
Yeah, well, because those are like the 3, like the 2 biggest, and then that was like the most recent move the Lakers made. It probably won't be an all-white starting 5. It's just people like talking
I doubt
shit.
it. Yeah,
But like, it's still the fact that it's not by design. I think it's just the way the thing shook up. Like, I don't think Pelinka's like, all right, let me just get all white.
And
guys.
I do have an answer for a team that was very dominant white, winning championships.
Yeah.
And they were called the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Led by Larry Bird.
Yeah.
And they had several other players. You know, they might have even sometimes 4 white guys on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics got rid of Jaylen Brown.
Taking on the all black Lakers.
Yeah, the Celtics got rid of Jaylen Brown just now, and one of the reasons I saw was that Brad Stevens, their old coach, now their GM and president of basketball operations, I think, but they said Peyton Pritchard, their 6th man, comes off the bench. They think that he can be a Jalen Brunson type player. And whether that actually happens remains to be seen. But I mean, they picked a white dude over Jaylen Brown basically, and that's not a popular opinion around the league.
You know, that's got to be something going on behind the scenes, personality wise, that we don't know about. Because if we're talking about court numbers or performance on the court, it's hard to argue that, you know, that Brown is not worth what he's getting paid. And I believe the guy he was traded for, that his next 2 years cap hits are very, very close, very similar to the hits to the next 2 years that the hits that the Celtics would have on theirs. It would be very, very close, which is in the upper 50s, like 57, 60, something like that. Because it was kind of presented that, you know, I don't understand the two aprons, but it just sounds like, you know, you reach a certain level, and if you, not only do you have to pay the players, you get penalized by the league and, you know, pay extra money as a tax because you have all these great players. And that there was some concern about that. But we're only a couple years removed, right? Wasn't it 24 that the Celtics won the championship?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And then in the finals, Brown was also the MVP. So he gave you got this guy, and you won a championship, and he delivered a championship to you.
Well, this season was arguably his best season too.
Yeah, and then on top of it, this season, individual performance, he was even better.
Yeah.
But this whole argument I've been seeing going on in the media for the last week and a half about people ragging on him and talking about his value and how good he is, and like, then everybody must suck, because this guy is
He's a top five player.
top five player.
Yeah. Well,
At least in the numbers he is. And he delivered. What do you want more than anything else? What does everybody want? They want the championship, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, all these sports are pretty much a, you know, thanks, but what have you done for me lately type of league.
I mean, to shut up all of his critics, Brunson had to do the same thing. He had a bunch of critics, and now he won the championship. Now what? Now what do you say? Fuck off.
Much,
you know, that's what, if you're Brunson, you say, fuck off.
Yeah.
Here it is. I showed it on the court. And that's what Brown has done. He's constantly shown it on the court. I don't know. I mean, are there other things that I'm missing of controversial things that he's been involved in?
Well,
Is
like
anything? I don't know.
what's been leaked out like by multiple sources now is that the Celtics front office, the coaches, they didn't like how every time that when he was in a room, he always had this attitude of being the smartest guy in the room. And so like there is this idea that there is like friction because of that. Not like, you know, ruining team chemistry and like none of that, but it was just becoming increasingly difficult to deal with. I think they're coming up with a lot of BS just to justify trading him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would trade him for a guy who, like, Paul George was great at one point, but there's a reason they call him Podcast P now. He does more podcasting than playing basketball.
Yeah. I mean, how old is he?
He's got to be like 35.
I was going to say he's like at the end of his career.
He was like a throw-in pretty much. I don't really know how. I don't
That
know.
made no sense. But he's a throw-in that's getting paid almost the same as Brown.
Yeah.
36.
36. Yeah.
Paul George, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Get on top of that, Leo.
I don't know. What
It just makes no...
doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but then we all know that the truth is that, you know, the office, the front office, they all got connects. They drop a story, you know, anonymously. They have people they can call that can print in the story. Oh, you know, this person said this privately. Hey, can you drop this? And then what's going to happen is then your group, your podcasters and others are going to pick up on this, being said in there, and you got this rumor thing going. And it's all about perception. Perception is reality. So the perception gives it there's something going on. There looks like there's smoke, so there must be fire. No, you created the fucking smoke. There's no fire. You just created this illusion. And people buy into it because it's in print, it's in the media. And you don't really understand that until you go through it yourself and to be scrutinized. And I've been through it. You know, when I've been on the front page of the second section of the Toledo Blade and the whole top half of it with your picture there after you've made a mistake and done something wrong, and then reading the story, and about 60% of the story is true and 40% is bullshit.
Yeah.
And you just like, okay, where did this come from? You know, and you finally realize maybe I should be looking at all media like this. It totally changed the way I read articles and what I believe and how questioning everything, because of personally going through it and just knowing this is not right at all. It's not right. And I could prove it. And I got them to even, change some things because I proved it wasn't right. You know, like here, you're quoting the police report. This isn't in the police report. This is. Okay, if you're going to quote the police report, at least quote it accurately. All right, you know, things like that. So that's how I look at it. And I just, this is just all the time. We're just targeting successful people. And this is a great lead into this, that Leo. So I'm glad you have it up there. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, it was just announced by a number of different people that basically received the money. A number of charities that received $1 million, $3 million, $4 million from them, announcing and saying thank you for the money. Taylor Swift has always been pretty philanthropic and donated money. But I think this donation to the charities right now is for one reason, and it's in the headline: ahead of wedding. Why would they donate $26 million before their wedding?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you why. Because they are going to get hammered the fuck out of. Because their wedding is at Madison Square Garden, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be huge, and it's going to cost $20 million. And then you're going to have all these people saying, why did they do this, have this big wedding? They could have helped so many people. So this is a preemptive strike. I'm not saying they're not good people. That it doesn't take anything away from the good that they're doing. I'm not doing that at all. But think about, they must feel that kind of pressure, or other people, their handlers and stuff have said, you got to do something here because this wedding is so huge. People are going to come after you for that. And they will. They will come after it. And you know what? How about the fact, how many people are going to, how many small businesses are going to profit, or medium-sized businesses profit because of their wedding? Right? Well, one, you're also bringing a shit ton of celebrities into town all at the same time, right? That's always good. And then your hotel rooms and stuff. Yeah, this isn't like World Cup soccer or anything, but this is still a big event and big number of people, and they feel that to like kind of deflect the shit they're going to get, that has to be the reason for the $26 million. And then the other thing I want to know, she's a billionaire. He's not. What's Travis Kelce's? Ask ChatGPT what Travis Kelce's estimated net worth is. And man, can you imagine what the fuck their prenup looks like? That attorney had to make $1 million just drawing up the prenup, right?
Yeah, I would have to imagine so.
Between 70 million and 90 million.
Right. So, I'm sorry. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce donate $26 million. Now, Taylor Swift donates $25 million.
Yeah.
And Travis donates $1 million.
Yeah. That's what I'd have to imagine.
Right?
She's got her own
Come on, man.
private jets and
They
shit.
each didn't contribute $13 million. That's not how that went down, man.
Yeah. Well, what's mine is yours.
Well, and she wants the wedding.
Yeah.
It's always the women that want what they dream about it. Like, dude, even today, you have no idea. Like that is so big for young girls. Like and now, it's especially for the celebrities, it's trying to outdo each other. It's a status symbol, for them. But, who cares? Because that money is going to make its way down. Somebody's going to make the business is going to make that money. They might have to bring on some part-time people, hire some temporary workers to handle a particular job that they're doing, if it's catering or whatever it is, and people are going to be able to pay their rent. They'll be able to make their car payment. That money trickles down. It doesn't trickle up. Okay. It's not going from them to other rich people. It's going to a business owner who's put 20 years of his life in that business, making it what it is and making it where somebody like Taylor Swift thinks that it's quality and I'm going to use their service, and so I don't care when people spend money like that. I don't, and people want to say, well, we need to feed hungry children. Here's the thing. Stop telling other people what they should do, feeding hungry children, and go feed some hungry children yourself. Even though I thought it was all bullshit and was really crappy when the government was shut down and people weren't getting their food stamps and stuff like that. We know about the fraud involved in that too. I didn't give my money to the government. They do a shitty job of distributing it. I found a great place here locally that does that on a regular basis for the people in the area, and it's unbelievable the work that this church does. And I gave $1,000 to them to get the food, because they could get food cheaper than I could get the food even, and I learned all about that. And they took us around to say, this is what your money's going to do. And it was very, very good. It was awesome. But instead of, just talking about it, I wanted to be about it and do something directly. And that's what people need to be doing. That's what this country is founded on. Rugged individualism. That stuff that you keep wanting the government to do is for you to do. It's for us to do. Okay. And some people are going to do it. Some people not. They have to live with whatever choices they make. Okay. So you can either be, like we talked about the other day, the person that sees the crumpled paper on the ground and just leaves it there, or you can be the one that picks it up. Regardless of who put it there, you can just pick it up. And then it's taken care of. Oh, people shouldn't do this. And you get on Queen Creek's Facebook page, and people need to stop leaving their garbage on the floor next to the can. Why can't they just pick it up and put it away? Or you could. You're there. You could just do it yourself and just take care of it. That's what I believe. That's what this country's about. That's the America 250. That this is a great country. And honestly, when you focus on yourself individually and doing the best that you can, that's how you help other people. Okay. I started what I started, and it's just small. It's just small. But, that was the same way with my financial business. In my financial business, I contributed a little bit of my earnings so that I had access to a staff person a little bit. And then when I got bigger, I hired my own and for part-time. And then within another 6 months, I was able to hire that person full-time. And then I started hiring college kids to do marketing for me. And then when it got bigger, I had, 3 staff people and one who was actually licensed and could trade, and, lost it all, started over again. It was just me in my consulting business. It was just me. And then it was getting a little difficult being just me, and things were growing so fast. And when I moved here, it was really a pivotal point. When I moved to Arizona, shortly after I moved here, I found somebody and hired that person full time. And then it got to be where, man, I need at least somebody part-time, but I'm going to do full-time and have them do some other things for me too. And I did that. And so just growing and then doing the podcast and that kind of stuff. But it was my focus on me first and doing what I could do first. And then you build out from there. That's how it all works. But it starts with one person that wants to do. And look, I think there's now somebody, it's one or two people. I think I heard it on the PBD podcast that's one of the things they're predicting for the future for AI is you might have a one-man billion-dollar company, with its valuation of what it's worth and what they can do. And but it's going to be what you can do. What can you do? What can you contribute? And, looking outside of that, and I had to do things I didn't want to do. I had to do work and jobs I didn't want to do. And then what I did when I wasn't at that job, I worked on something else, building that up so that eventually I could get rid of the thing I didn't want to do, But so I don't hate on this kind of stuff for these people. So good for them for their donations. Good for Taylor Swift, but just kind of think of that like as they get closer to their wedding. I'm definitely saying what kind of heat, what kind of people, what things they're going to say. The left, because the left will eat their own. They don't care if you don't buy into every single thing. They will eat you alive.
Yeah.
And even though the lefties love the Swift, lefty Swifties, yeah, see how that's going to work. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So
It's funny that they love her, but they're also big about climate change. But they always want to criticize her about her using her private jets, saying, "Oh, it does this to the climate, blah 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 blah."
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Just like the whole ridiculous thing right now with the temperatures. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Mamdani came out. This guy, in a short period of time, whether people like it or not, if he's not the leader of the Democratic Party, then tell me who is. Because he seems to be the boss in telling people what to do, even though he's just the mayor of a city, not a governor. Not a president, not a vice president. He's just a mayor of a big city. And he seems to be wielding a lot of power right now. And anyways, he came out, he said there's a lot of stress on the grid right now. And so he wants everybody to turn their thermostats up to 78 degrees or higher, or 78 degrees and then like higher at night, 85.
In New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah,
Hell
so
no.
he just did that.
What the fuck?
Man, who wants to sleep? And, that's the worst thing about camping,
Yeah.
is camping in 90-degree heat. I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really a lot to...
I'm not cool like that. I would tell him, I'd be like, "Sir, respectfully, go fuck yourself." Like, I'm not. Are you putting your temperature up to 78 and 85?
See, well, they're all criticizing Americans now because you had all these tourists that came for World Cup and were loving the AC. And so now we're getting backlash. You could see a bunch of stuff online, attacking us because we're so privileged and so special that we have it. Look, we're not running out of energy. We just have to be willing to get all the energy that we need. And I'm for all energy, literally all energy. Now, I'm least for the energy of solar panels. Okay. That's not really a big one for me. And windmills. I don't like windmills. I do like natural gas. I think natural gas is fucking, and we have so much of it. We probably can't even measure it accurately. We have so much.
Yeah.
And how do I know that we can't measure it accurately? Because I lived it in the 1970s. Okay, ask one of your parents. We lived it in the 1970s when we had long car lines and we were told we were running out of oil. And now today we have 10 times the amount of oil that they thought we had back in the 70s.
Yeah.
We're not running out. I truly believe in some way. I don't think we understand the process. My belief, call it a conspiracy, call it whatever you want, is that the earth actually, in different places, it takes a long time to do, but continues to make oil. It continues. There's a process.
Yeah.
And that happens. Because I'm sorry, there were never enough dinosaurs on the face of this earth that died that created this. That's the dumbest thing to have to believe. You know, like you want that is so fucking crazy to believe that, you know, fossil fuels. It's fuel that just has, because it's coming through the earth, that has fossils that get into it. That doesn't mean it came from dinosaur bones. It's just the dumbest shit in the world. But besides that, we have other clean energy. We have the natural gas is clean energy.
Nuclear, even though it's not as
And
accepted.
nuclear, it's starting to become more accepted
Should
again.
be.
And to do these smaller things, I think, you know, absolutely. It should be a requirement that if we're going to have these data centers, that these data centers pay for themselves and create a nuclear energy that they're going to need.
Yeah.
So that they're not taking from the grid and they're not driving up Americans' energy bills, because that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we have this technology and we're not set up for it yet. And so that's why people's energy prices are going up, because we're not prepared. So I'm just saying maybe we need to slow down the process a little bit and tell these companies, yeah, you can do this. We're not going to try to overregulate you, but you got to come up with your own energy here. And that can't be a bad thing. And for the money that they're expected to make, they should be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right? But that's renewable energy. It's clean. You know, I mean, at some point, we should be able, instead of burying nuclear waste in Nevada or whatever, shouldn't we be able to put it on one of Elon's rockets and take it off into space somewhere?
Yeah.
You know, just shoot it off into space and like not land anywhere. Just keep on going. It ends up wherever it ends up and blows up 1 million years away from here or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like there's got to be a way, and we can't be far from it with all the things that we've had. But yeah, we have the energy. We're so over the whole climate thing, but they're really trying a hard comeback right now.
Yeah.
They're really trying, and that's religion to those people. It's just crazy. But yeah, I don't know. All right. Some thoughts on Trump and some of the rulings of this past week by the Supreme Court. Here's the thing that's true. That one of the things that Trump has said, he's 100% right on. And one of the things he has said is when the Democrats, because you heard me saying it last time and a bunch of other times, when the Democrats get power back, they are going to nuke the filibuster. And they're going to vote in and change and do whatever the fuck they want and run over the Republicans. So what the Republicans should do is do it now. Instead of trying to be the morally good guys, they should do it now and get these things that need to be done, get them done so that they are prepared, because they've already told us what they're going to do. And we hear it now, even after these decisions. This court is pretty fair. This court rules against the president a pretty good number of times. And I don't have an issue with most of those, because like in the birthright citizenship ruling, that to me, it could have gone either way. I don't think the intent of birthright citizenship was to have what we have today, but it can be fixed by Congress. It's not something that has to go through the states as an amendment, as some people think it is. Congress can vote and they can change and they can do that. And we're the only country that has this birthright citizenship. And there is evidence out there. They've actually have like rings of people. It's a business. And I saw one woman saying, foreign woman, that her and her husband spent $50,000 is what it cost them to be able to travel here, for her to have the baby and then them go home. And we have Russians doing that. We have Chinese doing that. I mean, what is their game plan to do that? And they're going home. What positive thing do they have that they're going to contribute by doing that? That doesn't seem like it's positive. They have some other ulterior motives. I don't know what it is, but it can't be good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would just want to come here and stay, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense why you pay so much just to come here, have the kid, and then leave.
Yeah, because they want their allegiance to be to their home country.
Yeah, but they want all the benefits of being in the United States.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like the kid that, is born here, that the kid doesn't have citizenship. They do. They have citizenship in the country they came from. So it's not like they're a lost child, looking for a country, No, they are citizens. They are citizens of China or Russia or fucking wherever. But at least that can be fixed, and this is on both sides. It's for Democrats too. They don't like some of the rulings and condemn the rulings. It's okay when they condemn the rulings. When the president does it, he's attacking the court. Yeah, they never attack the court, right? No, they attack the court every fucking day. They attack the court. That's what happens. And what they're going to do is, now that they've been talking about, and they've been talking about it for a few years, is stack the Supreme Court. Add 4 or 5 justices on top of the 9 we have, and they want to make them all Democrats so they get their rulings. And look, what they should do, honestly, is what the Republicans should do. Win elections, make the legislation in Congress. That's what you're there for. That's your job. And that's what Republicans need to do. You don't like some of these rulings? Many of these can be fixed if you make the legislation and pass it, if you're able to do that. And if you can't, then maybe the people don't want it. That's the thing. As far as the Slaughter case, most people don't know what that's in reference to. That's simply an agency, somebody that worked for one of the agencies. I believe it was the FTC, and Trump fired her, and then she sued. And so, they thought they had more autonomy, and that's just bullshit. These are unelected people, okay? And that's really the president's domain. And now any president, not just President Trump, okay? Democrats, when they're in power and have that power, if they don't like a Republican FTC member, they can get rid of them. You won the election, that you get to choose your people. That's going to be true except for one area, and that's the Federal Reserve. That was the one where there's okay, you can't, you can fire the other ones without cause, but you can't do that with the Federal Reserve. You have to have a real legit
causation
reason to do that. And I don't know, I'm one of those people that think the Fed has too much power anyways,
You're not alone on that.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
No, I'm not. So, but it's again, it was split. There were splits in this. It wasn't all Trump getting what he wanted, and it wasn't all the left getting what they wanted. But the thing is, they want it all. They want it all. And if they can't have it all, that means the Supreme Court's bad. That's basically what they're saying. Supreme Court's bad because we can't, and we can attack them, and we need more of them. And again, they're going to to pack the court like that. They're going to have to nuke the filibuster to be able to do that, to be able to pass a law where they're going to be able to add more Supreme Court justices. Because as far as naming Supreme Court justices, they already did that. They already blew up, nuked that filibuster, where it only takes 51 to approve a judge. That was the Democrats that did that. Because the Republicans had a chance to do that too before they did it. And they said, no, that's not tradition. Look, the left doesn't give two fucks about tradition. The ends justify the means for these guys. And that is up to killing you. They're okay with people dying. And, you know, most of the time we'd think it was a wrongful death or something. No, they don't care. They think it's justified. They think it's justified to kill somebody that's a member of ICE because the ends justifies their means. However it's done, they don't care. Republicans cared about those things, but at least right now, you might want to take Trump's advice and you might want to think about changing that, because what are the things that they want? And then Trump says, look, there's a lot of things maybe you never thought of than you could do if you do this. And the one point where Trump's right is, if the Republicans don't take advantage of this now, and they only have 2.5 years, if they don't take advantage of it now, they're going to pay the price. Maybe for the next 2 years, they'll pay the price, but then certainly in 2028, they'll pay the price. And we haven't lost, as bad as things have been on the Republican side. We haven't lost yet. We haven't lost midterms yet. Everybody's predicting you're going to get killed in midterms. On the other hand, they're revealing themselves as whack jobs, like real communists, as real socialists. These people are making statements where they literally believe socialism is the answer now. And they back it up 100%. Socialism, that's how it's supposed to be. Everybody wins. No, everybody, you just want everybody at the same level of poverty? Is that what you want? Or just above poverty? That'll be okay. But you don't think there's going to be still be billionaires and rich people in socialism? There will be. The problem is that you're killing your chance to get there. At least with capitalism, it might be hard, but you do have a chance to get there. It's not like you were just born, and because of the class you were born in, that you're never going to mean shit like they have that's like how India is, right? You don't have a chance to. In this country, you can move around. I've been at the low end. I've been at the bottom of the 1%. I've been broker than broke. I've made it back to the bottom of the top 1%. You can move around in our system. You have a chance. And even if you fuck up, you have a chance to redeem yourself here. You have a chance to redeem yourself. You're not just, shit for the rest of your life. No matter what anybody else says. They can say whatever they want, but it's what you do that will matter the most, how you react to it. And so by not caring what other people think, and why should you care about a handful of people that are haters? I mean, come on. You got to realize that some of the most popular people in the world, there are a whole bunch of people that don't know who they are. I'll be talking to somebody, oh yeah, I listen to podcasts, and I'll mention a name. Oh yeah, I don't know who that is. Or somebody will do the same to me. And I think I know most of the big ones, but it is the way it is. So yeah, most people don't know. Most people don't know you. So why let a few people that really don't know you, stop you from achieving whatever it is you want to go after? Just go after. That's the beautiful part of this country. That's the 250. That's why I want the fucking Mercury to fucking stand for the fucking national anthem. That's why you have that opportunity in this country. I don't know. I can't. I listened to Sean Ryan. He interviewed Candace. It's like 4.5 hours. I have to listen to part of it again because I think I fell asleep. But 4.5 hours is a long time, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy long.
Long time. And he sounds a little bit like he's in despair because he's so disappointed in the Republicans and what was promised and what we're getting. And I always come back to this. I always come back to what's the alternative? The alternative was worse in every single case. So why am I'm not going to abandon this. And I just heard, I didn't listen yet, but I just saw where apparently somebody put it in a headline that Tucker Carlson is going to get behind and support a third party. Good luck with that, dude. Good luck with that.
That hasn't really worked out yet.
Ever. And it's not going to work out. It's not. The system is rigged. So, one of the things, whether you like it or not, Trump admitted the system was rigged. And he didn't rig it, but he knew that it was rigged. And he tried to, his whole first term, he was learning how it was rigged. And so that's, learn how to play the rigged system.
Even when he was running for the second term, when he lost to Biden, he was learning how it was rigged.
Right.
Found new ways.
You know what's crazy? Have you seen that some professor who lost her job for saying shit about Charlie just got awarded over $1 million?
What did she say? Was she like?
She got fired.
But
so she sued. I don't even remember. But if this has happened with there's a few cases now where these people were fired for shit talking or saying good that Charlie's dead or whatever and got fired, that they're getting payouts of over $1 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. That shouldn't. I don't understand how that works.
I don't either. But remember, I don't remember their names off the top of my head. But remember the FBI agent that was messaging his girlfriend, another FBI agent, and they were, planning. We got to take him down somehow and all that.
Yeah,
they both sued the government. They both got over $1 million. So
you're rewarding it.
You gotta. Here you go.
Yeah, I mean, they're just rewarding all this fucking bullshit.
Why are the companies, why are the universities, why are they backing down to these people? Go to court. Go to court. Don't settle. Go to court.
Yeah.
You either have if not everybody, in fact, most people don't. Most people, your employer can fire you for any reason whatsoever. Or no reason. They just don't want to pay you anymore. They don't want you to be there. But yeah, they're getting big payouts. It's like, here, the rest of us work our fucking ass off and try to do the right things. And people who are like just kind of scum and pull this kind of shit end up with $1 million or two.
Unfortunately so. That is the world that we live in. You get, no matter how hard you try to do something right.
But America's bad. America's bad.
Yeah.
Understand this.
Select few.
Understand this for America 250. Understand this. This is the greatest country in the world. You are privileged being American. You're privileged to be able to wake up in this land every morning and thank God. There is no other place that I would rather be than right here. Places I like to visit. But living, there's not one country in Europe with all the shit that's going on in Europe. There's not one that's even close. Even close. Now, maybe if I had my own island. I still wouldn't give up my citizenship, but yeah.
Careful with having your
own island. I was just going to say that too, but that might not be a good idea, right? It's not white privilege. It's American privilege. And we all don't get the same starting spot, but you get to participate in the game. You get a chance, and you just accept where you're starting from or where you've fallen from to accept it and do better, work harder. And it's the one thing, control what you can control. And that is you and your response to all of this. And I'm not ready to do like a Sean Ryan. I'm not ready to like just be in total despair about my country and my government. You know, I know that we have in agencies, intelligence agencies, and we've done some shady shit. So has every fucking other country, and they're still doing it. But on my own side, on my own personal side, I have the best chance right here. The best chance. And you can get wrapped up in the despair. And it would be easy to do. Easy. But you don't have to. You can just focus on the things you can control. You can just have faith in your God and in the resurrection and the redemption that Jesus Christ has given us. You can believe in that. And I do. And that's what I think makes me be positive about the future. That I just have faith. We're here for but a short time, man, and I try to soak as much up of this as I can, because it's just such a beautiful, beautiful place with all the other shit. It just is. Don't let the other shit bring you down. Have a great time. Celebrate the 250. Doesn't matter who the president is. Doesn't matter what he does. We've made it 250 years. And I could tell you, when this country was first formed, and 50 years after it was formed, and 100 years after it was formed, nobody expected us to make it. They didn't expect us to make it, this experiment. But we go day by day. We keep adding a day, one day at a time, and it all starts to add up. So I appreciate it. I hope everybody here, I hope, Leo, you have a great weekend and enjoy, just celebrating, being an American and being proud that we're here 250 years. And Mikey G, same for you, man.
Same to you, brother.
Yeah, I really believe that. And it gives us this chance to talk to like 10 people. And we're going to keep doing that. And we're going to get number 11 and we're going to get number 12. And we're just going to keep going. And we appreciate all that you guys do and listening. And thanks for following all the clips as well. Those are going along good. We're going to keep working hard to deliver better and better content. And I'm going to work harder at delivering that. So thank you very much. God bless. Happy 250. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting.